Welcome back. It's Low Riders. This is a new video. I've been, I guess, gone for a minute, mainly just because I've been busy with work and writing scripts and getting projects together for the remainder of this year and next year. I've actually shot a couple things, which has been really nice, but ultimately I still want to do these videos because they are helpful for the people that watch them. I get a lot of positive feedback, some negative feedback, but I don't really, not really concerned with that. Hopefully you can hear me. And I did get some new mics, but also I'm trying to do something different with the videos. The studio slash dark room aesthetic, it's fine for what it is, but I do want to try something different. And hopefully this like kind of different setup with every other video will be a nice little change of pace. And also it ties into what the topic is today, which is writing paralysis. Now, writing paralysis is something that we all experience. It's when we sit in front of the laptop and we just can't write. We may have a lot of ideas, a lot of know-withal of like what we're going to write, but for some reason we're paralyzed. We can't, and we'll sit and stare at the laptop, that blank white page, for who knows how long. I know there's been a couple times for me where it lasted like upwards of like 2 hours before I could actually start writing. So I thought that that would be a good topic to cover, because I know when I talk to writer friends or when I go on like message boards, I see people talking about struggling with this. So one of the things that you can do is stay off your phone. Essentially what I started doing in the last year or so is I would get off my phone for at least a couple hours, ideally 12 hours before. So if I was going to write at like 9 or 10 a.m. or 7 o'clock at night, I would do my best to just from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m., just not be on my phone. If I have to check it, it's just very quickly and briefly. I don't get on Instagram. I don't get on YouTube. I just stay off it. The constant being on phone does affect your brain. It does affect how well you can focus. And there's been studies done about what they call like microwave attention span. So when you get off your phone, even if it's just for a couple hours, you're already setting your brain up to be a little bit more focused, be a little bit more attentive to what you're doing, and allowing yourself to be a little bit more of a blank slate when you're going to sit down and write, as opposed to having all of these thoughts firing off, having your attention kind of like come and go constantly every 30 seconds to a minute. So you really have to start making a habit of getting off your phone, not really paying attention to it, and just letting your brain not only get a rest, but get a reset. The other thing to do is to go outside and touch grass. Going outside, running errands, working out, going for a walk, or just sitting out like I am right now and enjoying the beautiful smog of Los Angeles air, that is also going to help. The main thing is I approach writing kind of like an athlete, as I've said before. Sitting down for 4 or 5 hours and writing does take a physical toll. It does wear you down. And even, I ran cross country in college. I played soccer all through my youth. And writing for that long does actually make me tired. It's fatiguing. It's really weird how that works. So getting your blood flowing, getting your heart rate a little bit up, getting your body in a state where it's like ready to be active, I truly believe is going to be helpful for when you sit down and you start writing. If you kind of bed rot, you are obviously lowering your heart rate, your blood flow is slowing down a little bit, you're getting a little bit more lethargic or slothy. So going out and just kind of getting that sun, getting that air, walking around, getting the blood flowing, it is good for you. It is good for your brain. And it couple that with getting the phone out of the way for a couple hours at least, it's going to set you up to be more focused and more energized, have the motivation to sit down and write, as opposed to dreading it. Now, the last thing that I would say to do does involve a little bit of writing. Whatever you're going to write, get a piece of paper or just get on your laptop and start kind of doing a very light draft of what you're doing. So if I'm going to write an opening scene to a an action flick and it's going to be an action scene, I'll probably get a pen and paper and kind of just start jotting down how I'm going to start writing that when I sit down and write it. Again, I look at it like a sport, like an athlete. You don't just step on the field and play. You don't just step on the track and run and sprint. You warm up. You do some drills. You do a couple, a mile warm up run, jog, or whatever. And I think the same thing can be applied to writing, where you can sit down and you can do some quick exercises, 5-10 minutes tops, just to get the creative part of your brain going and to get prepared to sit down and write. Because I do understand that sometimes if you're not really in the mode of writing, to sit down and just activate that right away is very, very difficult. So I believe that just getting your brain, the creative juices flowing a little bit beforehand, when you do sit down, it's going to make it that much easier. It's also because these things I've done myself, because writing paralysis has been a huge problem for me every so often. And I've really wanted to figure out a way to mitigate that. And so these three particular things have been super helpful for me. And I understand some of you may not think that that's going to be helpful, but I would say at least give it a shot and give it a real effort more than just once. Like if you go and you get off the phone for an hour and then sit down and write and you don't see results, yeah, you're probably not. But really give it a chance. Like take the 2 hours, go outside, get your blood flowing, take that time to do some warm ups, try that out, try it 2 or 3 more times after that. It takes a while to develop a new habit and to get your whole like brain and body, mind and soul, so to speak, to really commit to it. So I would say just give it a shot. It's worked very, very well for me. And at the end of the day, I mean, why not? If you are like me and have had issues where you're sitting there for 30 minutes, an hour, and you just can't, for whatever reason, you're paralyzed and you can't get to writing. This is, the first step to trying to figure out how to resolve that. So hopefully I can have another video shortly after this one. I know I was gone for like a few months, but I appreciate everybody still being subscribed to my 100 and so subscribers. And I think now that things are slowing down a bit for me, I can do at least a couple more videos before the year's over and still keep this going. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you hopefully soon.